me. By now, there's nothing more for me to say.
Oh, thank God.
Anyway, my chest is full of pride right now. Everyone is united against despair. They're totally awesome. That's why I'm gonna fight too. I will fight the only way I can. I'm gonna show that guy my fearsome retaliation. That's basically it.
So if we're working together, where do we start? With the cause of death missing from the Monokuma file?
Hello, welcome to Danganronpa 2, Goodbye Despair. So, somebody commented on the last video, and also talked to me elsewhere, and raised an interesting point, which is that this murder is very much alike to, I think it was Murder in the Mews? Murder in the Mews, probably. They'll correct me in the comments, I'm sure, if I'm wrong there. Which is a Poirot story by Agatha Christie, obviously. And this game takes a lot of inspiration from Agatha Christie, just like the last one took a lot of inspiration from Arthur Conan Doyle, in which there is a suicide, which is made to look like a murder, which is then made to look like a suicide. And the person suggested that this case might be a murder made to look like a suicide, made to look like a murder. And they brought up a lot of parallels, not least of which being that Murder in the Mews is... Murder in the Mews, that's a bit of a tongue twister for me, is set on Guy Fawkes night. And obviously the build-up to this murder had a bomb scare, a fire, and fireworks. So, something to consider.
Why don't we try removing all our preconceived notions before we discuss this? In the beginning, our discussion advanced by assuming Nagito's death was caused by the spear.
Quite so, quite so.
It's better to confirm if there are any other possibilities. That's what I think.
Other possibilities? Huh.
If something other than the spear killed Nagito, all I can think of is the knife stabbed into his hand, but...
The poison, guys.
That was definitely a gruesome wound, but it wouldn't be the fatal wound, don't you think?
I mean, none of you know about the poison, apart from Hajime and Shiaki, but Shiaki should have mentioned it. Indeed.
If you think the cuts on his legs and left arm aren't the fatal wounds...
Are we finished already?
I feel like it's possible that we overlooked something.
Then let's bring up whatever we can think of, one after the other. That might clear some things up.
Exactly! We should cooperate at a time like this.
Guys, it's the poison. So obviously the poison.
Let us consider a different fatal wound.
It's not the knife in his right hand, right? It's not the other wounds, right?
With all those wounds, maybe he simply bled to death.
There's no way he burned to death.
Was the cause of death something that cannot be...
I agree with that! That's it! I totally forgot about that possibility. If the cause of death was something we can't see, then we have to consider poison as a possible method.
Poison?
I had some right speed problems when I last tried to record this bit, so We'll see how this pans out.
It is true that poison is not something we can see, but why did you bring that up all of a sudden?
I remember. When I went to investigate Nagito's cottage, I discovered something really strange. Inside the refrigerator, I found a bottle of Monokuma's special poison.
For poisoning use only.
Poison?
Additionally, that's a poison made specifically for killing. I see. Now that you mention it, there's no way a toxin like that doesn't relate to the case at all.
If poison was the cause of death, it would not leave an obvious wound on Nagito's body.
However, it's common for blood blotches to appear on a body that's been poisoned.
I see. You sure seem to know a lot about medicine.
And he's a Yakuza, Kazuichi. Of course he knows about poison.
What does that mean?
But, even if blood blotches appear, if the body was already covered in blood, there's no way we'd notice them easily, right?
Did he wound his body just to camouflage them?
That's also a possibility.
But still, both of Nagito's hands were full. So how would he drink poison?
His left hand was tied up and gripping the spear, and his right hand had a knife stuck in it.
If it was a slow-acting poison, it is possible he consumed it in advance.
No, the warning label on the bottle explicitly states the effect is instant.
Then it's impossible. Both his hands were full just before he died.
Guys, he inhaled it.
And this is when the hardtail appears!
Oh, Akane. Sweetheart. No. Speak no more of hardtails.
You're totally overvaluing that tail!
His mouth was covered with duct tape, you know. If he wanted to drink poison, how'd he get it past his lips?
If there's no way he could have drank the poison, it might be impossible. Just kidding. It's not like we're out of possibilities yet.
Are there any left?
Hell no! No matter how you slice it, he was totally killed by that spear!
Since we've already ruled out so many possibilities, it might be easier to think about what really killed him. Operation Elimination Method. The hint should be written on the poison's warning label. Maybe.
Gotta go fast. No, I meant gas. No. Gotta go slow. Gotta go slow. Gotta go fast. Gotta go fast. Gotta go fast. Gotta go fast. Gotta go slow. Slow. Gotta go fast. Flawless victory. Flawless.
It's all coming together! What if instead of drinking the poison, we assume he inhaled it?
Inhaled?
It's written on the poison's warning label. Dangerous when vaporized. In other words, breathing in the gas is fatal.
Poison gas! Then all he had to do was breathe it in through his nose!
He breathed that poisonous gas inside the warehouse? But if poisonous gas had spread throughout the warehouse, why didn't it kill us?
The sprinklers, because it's susceptible to hydrolysis.
I see! The sprinklers in the warehouse. Thanks to those, we didn't inhale that poison gas.
The poison gas disappeared because of the sprinklers? It wasn't the fire?
Well, this was also written on the poison's warning label.
Of course! Hydrolysis! The chemical bonds that formed the poison were broken down by the water from the sprinklers!
Also, the poison is apparently denser than air, so it probably didn't affect us because we were standing.
But Nagito was laying down, so he must have breathed in a whole bunch of it, huh?
If it meets the requirements that well, maybe it's not just a possibility anymore.
Yeah, the true cause of Nagito's death was poisoning. The wounds on his body, the spear in his stomach, it was all to keep us from learning the truth.
So what?
Huh?
We figured out that Nagito died from poison, but so what? In the end, it doesn't change the fact that he committed suicide, right? Then enough already!
Nagito inhaled the poison he prepared and died. Yeah, that still sounds like a suicide.
Well, with this, we have a clearer picture. We've also determined the true cause of death. All right, all the mysteries should be solved now. We should get on with the voting time, right?
No, Fuyuhiko, we've not even had a comic book section yet.
Well, but...
Or a panic talk action. You're such a noob at this game, Fuyuhiko.
What? There's still more?
Such a noob.
Hey, what happened? There's no reason to wonder about that stuff anymore, you know.
There might have been an accomplice.
Chiaki, what did you just say?
If Nagito committed suicide by inhaling poison that he brought, then why wasn't there anything that looked like poison at the crime scene?
Anything that looked like poison?
If Nagito brought poison to the warehouse, it's strange that we couldn't find it there.
I see!
That the container...
Are you talking about the container the poison was kept in?
The container must have been those fire bombs you threw.
Yeah. If Nagito brought it, it's strange we couldn't find that container anywhere, right?
Who suggested using the fire bombs? Actually, was it Sonia?
You
Or
can't carry
Shiaki?
around poison without putting it in a container?
Yeah, that was written on the warning label.
The container probably melted in the fire.
It's probably plastic or glass, right? There's no way it'd completely incinerate. Even the plastic fragments of the fire grenades we used to put out the fire didn't completely burn up, you know?
Then, does that mean someone got rid of the container?
So that's why you mentioned an accomplice.
That is impossible! I mean, an accomplice? It is just too...
Like, does that really matter all that much? I mean, even if he had an accomplice, it doesn't change the fact that Nagito still committed suicide.
You're right. Someone might have accidentally took it away from the crime scene.
Ah, you're right! You're totally right! That's totally it!
Right? Isn't it okay to close this case yet? I'm not in the mood for unexpected twists.
That's a very Monokuma-ish thing to say, Kazuichi.
That's no good.
Huh?
I feel like Nagito is seeing through us. By calling this Nagito's suicide, we're trying to take the easy way out so we don't hurt anyone else. But if Nagito was here right now, he'd probably be sneering at us. He'd probably say something like, "So that's the extent of your hopes."
That's actually a really good impression of Nagito. I'm not going to praise Hajime for that, I'm going to praise Johnny Young Bosch. A+ job.
So Nagito's ghost is whispering to you, huh? The power of friendship bursts beyond death, huh? A fiery outcome like this is right out of a teen manga! Still, that's pretty messed up.
Shut up! You just be quiet.
I get what you're saying, but in the end, the reason he died is still the same as before, right? Even if we solve this mystery, the conclusion won't change at all.
I mean, it'd be a suicide regardless, right?
Even if there really was an accomplice, is there any reason we should take the time to figure out who it is? Like Fuyuhiko said earlier, it is possible that somebody accidentally removed the poison from the crime scene.
But I just can't imagine ending this by turning our backs on the truth.
It's fine, okay? There are some things we're better off not knowing.
Oh, I just realised the reason Gundam's face is marked with an X like that is... I think that was a font used for a Gundam series title involving an X once. God, I hate you, Monokuma.
And we probably just didn't notice it. Like maybe the container was hiding with the fire grenade fragments.
You know what Monokuma is? Monokuma is a weeaboo. We all know it, we just don't want to say it because he's a bear. Saw this coming. Okay, so it's fire cylinders? Let's fire something. Oh, fire grenades.
Got it! I see! I got it!
Huh?
The fire grenades! Nagito put the poison inside one of the fire grenade canisters and transported it to the warehouse.
Does that mean whoever the murderer is the person who threw that specific fire grenade canister? Yeah, it is, because Monokuma said as much. Accidentally killing someone still counts as murder.
He used one of the fire grenade canisters?
So, it could be any of these guys. It could be Hajime.
Yeah, the container with the poison in it wasn't secretly taken away by someone. Instead, it was in a container that didn't need to be taken away in the first place. As long as he put the poison in the same container he brought to the warehouse, it can be hidden with the other fire grenades we used, so there's no need to dispose of the container later.
That bastard. He totally knew we were gonna throw those fire grenades.
Which means, did Nagito exchange the contents of a fire grenade?
Yeah, that has to be it.
When I first discovered those fire grenades, I tried to study them a little bit, but the canister was completely sealed shut by a layer of aluminum underneath the lid.
You just have to peel off that seal and swap the insides, right?
That is true, but there was no sign he was even at the break room.
Hold on. Did you say aluminum?
Guys, it's aluminium. There's an I in there. Fucking American localizers.
Hajime. Could it be?
If so, then there's no mistake. Nagito definitely swapped the contents of one of the fire grenades.
Seriously? That's impossible! Miss Sonia just said so right now!
Sonia's words are proof that the poison was swapped with the contents of a fire grenade.
Huh?
I can prove it with this. Take a look. We found this under Nagito's bed when we were investigating his cottage.
Huh? That's just a piece of trash.
No, that is not just a piece of trash. The seal I saw on that fire grenade matched this. It is the same aluminum.
You found the aluminum seal under Nagito's bed?
There's more. That's not the only thing we found in Nagito's room. We also found a gas mask and gloves under his bed, too.
Did he use those when he put the poison inside the fire grenade?
It's a dangerous poison after all. He took extreme caution when swapping them.
Which is why he sent you all to Nezumi Castle.
So what's the issue? Nagito put the poison in the grenade canister, brought it with him, breathed it in and died, right? So in the end, he still fucking committed suicide! Enough already!
You're right. If the canister wasn't thrown away, then it just means that there wasn't an accomplice after all.
No, guys, it means Nagito was the accomplice, because whoever threw the grenade would be the killer by Monokuma's own rules.
See, I told you. The conclusion is still the same. Nagito committed suicide. End of story.
I admit that there wasn't an accomplice. That was just my misunderstanding.
You're right.
In actuality, the truth is even more horrifying.
What did you say?
Hey, what are you planning to say now?
What the hell? Do you still want to keep going?
Is this not settled? There is no denying that Nagito's death was a suicide.
No, it's not.
Chiaki?
I'm sorry, but I just realized it.
Realized what?
We know Nagito used the grenade canister to store the poison. So when was it deployed in the warehouse? When did Nagito breathe in the poison? When I thought along those lines, that's when I realized it.
The horrifying truth?
It probably happened at the same time.
I see!
Are you saying it was when we all threw the fire grenades?
Yeah, I think so. When we all threw the grenades to put out the fire in the warehouse, the poison was deployed, and it converted to poison gas and killed Nagito.
If that is true, then the person who brought the poison and spread it was...
One of us.
What the heck?
One of us threw the poison grenade that killed Nagito?
Hold on a sec. Then Nagito was...
It would mean he didn't kill himself.
What the heck? But you said so yourself! You said Nagito committed suicide!
Then who killed Nagito?
You mean, who's the actual killer, right?
Do you know?
There's no way to know.
Who prepared the poison fire grenade that killed Nagito?
Crap!
No, I thought she went through it. Nagito prepared it.
I see!
It was Nagito, obviously. We just discussed this a few minutes ago.
Then who set the warehouse fire that caused one of us to throw the poison grenade?
Really? You're really making me do this?
I see!
That was also Nagito.
Hey, How many times are you gonna ask the same damn question?
The next question will be my last. Considering all the facts up till now, why did Nagito set the warehouse on fire?
I see!
Don't tell me. He set the warehouse on fire just so we'd have to throw the fire grenades?
He set the fire just so we'd put it out? Why'd he do that?
Guys, he did it because whoever throws the fire grenade with the poison in it will be the murderer by Monokuma's strange rules that he set up all the way back in Chapter 2.
It was a trap.
A trap?
Preparing the poison, creating a reason for us to throw the poison. It was all a setup by Nagito. It was all a trap to make one of us throw the poison grenade.
Seriously, I'm asking you who threw it.
I don't know. The person who threw it probably didn't know either.
Huh?
It's not a difficult concept, guys.
Could it be? Was that Nagito's trap?
This wasn't an intentional murder. This was a murder that Nagito forced someone to do. And for that reason, he put the fire grenade that he filled with poison with the other grenades. Setting up a murder nobody can solve. That was Nagito's true goal.
And on that bombshell, we will leave it for today. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I will see you next time, when we will continue unraveling this case. I have no idea how we figure out who the killer is here. There we go.